Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to our lecturer, Professor Media Dr. Adia Maria and fellow classmates. Today we would like to present case study 27, which is the turnaround of Madi Child Cafe. Next, I would like to introduce our group members. Our group consists of Aida Nakiba, Najiha, Nur Hasniza, Nurafati Izwana, Nur Nabila Huda, and Rabiatul Adawiyah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Nabila Huda and I am going to explain on Madi Chai Cafe company background. Madi Chai Cafe is a coffee house style food beverage chain owned by Madimam Corporation, first launched in Melbourne, Australia in 2003, and it has become the largest coffee shop brand in Australia and New Zealand. Due to the success, they decided to enter the US market and launch in Chicago, US in 2011. Madimam Corporation entered the coffee industry due to potential fast food crisis to be faced by Madimam Fast Food, and Madi Chai Cafe generate 15% more revenue than a regular Madimam fast food outlet. Currently, there are 1,300 Madi Chai Cafe outlets worldwide. Next, SWOT analysis for Madi Chai Cafe. The first one is strengths. Madi Chai Cafe have financial support and global network and experience from Madi Mom Group Corporation. With these advantages obtained, Madi Chai Cafe are able to achieve aggressive expansion within 8 years. Next one is weaknesses. First, different pricing strategy will be difficult due to Madimam brand image as low-cost product. Madimam well known as the low-priced fast food line. So the customer will expect Madi Chai Cafe to offer the same pricing range in their product. It will be difficult for Madi Chai Cafe to target high-income customer. Next, different target market concept from Madimam needs different marketing strategies. Madimam fast food target kids and family, while Madi Chai Cafe target on working adult. This different target market will require different marketing strategies to be implemented. Next one, opportunities. Madi Chai Cafe can be the trendsetter by offering differentiation of product based on customer preference. For example, offering seasonal or local most favorite drinks to attract the local customer in certain area. And Madi Chai Cafe can use the advanced technology in production, which help to achieve economy scale by increasing the effectiveness and efficiency in production. They can use the latest coffee machine technology to increase their production. Next one is threats. Coffee industry in the US still new and immature to apply Australian market blueprint, and there are high competition within the same industry, for example from Starbucks and Donuts. So, Madi Chai Cafe needs to do a proper market and competitor research before entering into any market. Next is issue summary for Madi Chai Cafe Kids. The main issue is the failure to implement blueprint strategy used in Australia into entering US market due to first, different market segment and competitor between the Australian market and the US market. Therefore, Madi Chai Cafe need a proper market and competitor analysis before entering new market or segment. Next is different customer preference on product. For example, Australian has a major espresso-based drink market, while American prefer milk-taste coffee such as latte and ready-to-drink beverages. Therefore, Madi Chai Cafe need to conduct a customer research on their preferences and innovate product based on the information. Lastly, different pricing strategy to enter US market, as Madi brand bring low price product image. So, Madi Chai Cafe need to re-strategize their pricing strategy, targeting middle and low class income instead of targeting high income customers.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Aida Nakibah and I will discuss about question 1, which is the differences between the Australian market and the US market, and also the limitation of using the success of Madi Chai Cafe launching in Australia as a blueprint to carry out its global expansion. As you guys know, Madi Chai Cafe has experienced failure in the US market compared to Australia, which has been successful. This is due to the different preferences between the Australian and the US communities. So the first factor that makes the difference between Australian and US market is coffee culture. A large majority of Australians prefer coffee such as long black or flat white coffee. And did you guys know that the original Australian coffee drink, the flat white coffee, has been trendy for years? This is because, based on the research, all the cafes in Australia were making espresso as early as the 1950s. So the Australians were actually drinking espresso, not drinking a coffee. That's why their coffee is like much stronger than American coffee. And they believe that Australia has the best coffee in the world, with the Melbourne has been labeled as the coffee capital of the world, which the barista was skilled at making a good flat white coffee. So the market survey conducted by Muddy Child Cafe in Australia has caused the taste and the culture of the Americans to be ignored. Because Americans love the sugary extravagant coffee, as many of them take their coffee with cream and sugar. And the classic latte is the most popular coffee order in the US. Thus, due to the different demands of coffee, Muddy Child Cafe could hardly use its Australian market as the testing ground for the US market. To be concluded, the inaccurate market study regarding types of coffee had led to Muddy Child Cafe's failure in the US market. The second factor that makes the differences between the Australian market and US market is coffee service. In the Australia, the coffee is delivered by the waiters. They provide a complete service experience from the ordering to handling payment until the customer left coffee house. And when the customer finish, the waiter will asking them if they like anything more. Unlike in the US, they provide self-services in buying the coffee. There is no complete service experience in the US. The registered person is behind the bar and serve each party sequentially. So, a customer generally wait in line approaching a bar where a single person is working a register station. To be easy, it's similar when we order Starbucks. Once we reach the front of the line, we will make an order, right? And then finish the transaction quickly. And when our name was shouted by the barista, it means our drink were done. And when we want to order another cup of coffee, we will have to queue again. So self-service is like when there was no waiter attending the customers from table to table to take their orders. Because in the US, if there were waiters coming to serve the customers and asking them whether they would like to make a new order, the customer would feel pressure. So we could see the difference in coffee services between these two markets. The coffee services provided in the Australia are more friendly and the customer will enjoy a quality of coffee experience compared to services provided in US market, which is more likely to self-service. Therefore, Muddy Child Cafe could not adopt its method of service in Australia when venturing into US coffee market.
My name is Nurul Fatih Izwana. I will continue presenting about the root cause of Muddy Child Cafe failure to venture into the US market. The root causes can be divided into two, which are internal perspective and external perspective. For the internal perspective, the first causes is poor of customer value proposition. Muddy Child Cafe believe the strategy used worked successfully in Australia, the same one would give last year's achievement in the US as well is totally wrong. Muddy Child Cafe did not take into account about taste and preference of customer. Customers in US did not react with the same behavior with those in Australia. There are huge differences between US and Australian market. The people in the US prefer the coffee with a bitter taste, unlike the Australian who prefer sweetness in the coffee. The second causes is inadequacy business operation. Lack of suitable human resources like skilled barista in operation department. Muddy Corporation took action by supplying some manpower to help a certain franchise that is currently shortage worker. The employees were relocated from the fast food line to the coffee shop line. Those employees had no expert skill and experience in making and serving of coffee. The third cause is low pricing strategy. Madima is well known as shop that pursue a low-cost strategy at all times. The purchasing department focused on the cost rather than the quality, and this caused Madi Chai Cafe to provide its intended luxury product, which had low quality at a high price. Madi Chai Cafe coffee being cheaper than other competitors might prevent them in earning more in profit. The lower price strategy may also affect customers because they think that product quality is lower than the other competitors. The poor operation were also factors which had caused Madi Chai Cafe to offer low quality products. From the external perspective, the first cause is coffee market in the US at the time was still immature. This because at the time the coffee industry are not in demand and still at early stage. The second one is limited penetration of Madi Chai Cafe, especially toward low and middle income demographic. The initial market research of the Madi Chai Cafe was done based on other age from 30 to 60. However, the targeted consumer, which is the concept and the interior design of the cafe, was based on were young working adult age from 20 to 40. This means that the market analysis of Madi Chai Cafe had failed as it had targeted the wrong customer. Madi Chai Cafe should not directly apply its strategy in the Australian market in the US to get the customer attention. That's all from me. I will pass for the next presenter.
Hi, my name is Nur Hasniza. I will discuss the SMA model that be helpful in addressing the issue and discuss from the tactical and management perspective of the company. First strategy management accounting is market competitor analysis. It means of identifying competitor in your industry and researching their different marketing strategy. Madi Chai Cafe can use this information to identify the company's strengths and weaknesses relative to each competitor. It can track competitor, analyze their marketing strategy, and also evaluate the brand strength. If we look at the US market, the Don Donut and Starbucks has the longest history. Don Donut used aggressive advertising to increase sales and form an alliance with a major consumer goods corporation. Starbucks, on the other hand, had a strategy partner. They also built solid relationship with its clients by providing free Wi-Fi and relaxing decor in its stores. The next strategy is cost and attributes analysis. We can use to evaluate all potential costs and revenue that can be generated from a project. The outcome of the analysis determines whether the revenue generated is sufficient to cover the cost. It helps companies to analyze alternative benefits that could have been realized when choosing one alternative over another. During the cost-cutting and attribute improvement process, a cost-benefit analysis of the costs incurred and the attributes and offered must be performed. Excessive cost reduction may result in the lack of product features that customers need, whereas excessive product attribute will result in rising product costs. Madi Chai Cafe can benchmark its product costs in each area of the value chain to the industry average or the industry loss statistic for continual improvement if it has enough cost data from the other industry competitor. Furthermore, the improvement in cost performance when compared to proper learning curve in conjunction with technological expenditure should be seen over time in order to reduce production cost manufacture. They also need to focus on how to deliver its model to satisfy the consumer and markets. Moving on to the value change analysis. Value change analysis is to identify areas and activity that will benefit from change in order to improve profitability and efficiency. With value change analysis, we can easily identify those activities where we can quickly reduce costs, optimize effort, eliminate waste, and also increase the profitability. When conducting value change analysis, we must consider how each stage add or subtract value from the end product or services. We look at the operation in the primary activity. The present Madi Chai Cafe operation is overly concerned with during service times and has disregarded quality issues. For example, Madi Chai Cafe in Chicago lacked sufficient human resources including barista and the services employees. They are actually taken by Madi Mum Corporation regarding this problem by relocating its employees from online fast food to serve operation at the Madi Chai Cafe. The issue here is the employee has no prior expertise preparing and serving coffee. Then also there's no proper training program to train and prepare barista to serve coffee to the customer. For the marketing and sale, the marketing and sale is to promote the product to the customer. In Chicago, promotion and advertising method are ineffective, with no obvious increase in customer announcing the introduction of the promotion campaign. The marketing technique failed to attract the targeted customer. We move to the support activity. We start with the Madi Chai Cafe infrastructure that comprise dining facilities, internet access, service facilities to increase customer satisfaction when they are offered coffee. The design of the cafe does not create a conducive and relaxing environment because of the interior design. And another support activity is human resource management. Human resource at the Madi Chai Cafe handled by the company administration department. Madi Chai Cafe, there is no proper employee training was offered to improve the service quality supplied by the employer.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I would like to present question 4, which is what are the practical recommendations that we can propose to the management to address this issue. So the first recommendation is conduct the research and market surveys in the US community. It is important to ensure that Madi Chat Cafe fully understand the behavior of the consumers and take into consideration the consumer's preference. Based on the survey, they will know the customer preference and can deliver the products that suits the customer preference at a suitable price by recognizing the required attribute of the customers. They can know the taste and type of the coffee that are most preferred by the consumers in the US. Second is market their products in a more creative way. Madi Chat Cafe can advertise their product in an innovative way in responding to the competitors. They can advertise their product online using the portals and social media. Social media has become a common place nowadays to promote products because it is more effective than using the traditional way. The cafe can also attract the customers and get their feedback by offer free coffee during particular hours of the week. If the coffee tastes good, the customer will return to Madi Chat Cafe and make another purchase at a reasonable price. Next, change the design of its premise. Since the original branding of Madi Mum is different from Madi Chat Cafe in terms of operating environment, Madi Chat Cafe needs to change the design of its premise to appeal to the taste of its targeted customer. Product development department and the marketing department can decide on different product mix and marketing campaigns according to the market regions. In order to successfully attract customers, the layout and marketing techniques must align with the low value offer. Lastly, provide coffee training program for employees. Madi Chat Cafe can hire local coffee trainers for a couple of weeks to retrain the existing employees on coffee brewing, latte art, espresso extraction, and customer service. By sharpening their skill, it can help Madi Chat Cafe to sell more product and build steady base of regular customers. The well-trained baristas can give the highest satisfaction among customers and improve the quality of the coffee. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Najih Hamid Johari and I'm going to present the ethical concerns and their ethical consideration. First, ethical concern and ethical consideration. The first ethical concern that can be found is the lack of manpower, which is the lack of barista preparing the coffee. This could lead to the unhealthy working environment as the barista have to work longer hours than usual, and they will feel overwhelming with the huge workload. The quality of work will also be decreased. In the end, the customer satisfaction also will be decreased due to the low quality of work. So, the ethical consideration is the Madi Chai Cafe should provide a positive working environment by hiring more barista. Madi Chai Cafe could use the three interdependent activities such as attracting, developing, and retaining human capital. The first step in the process of building superior human capital is input control, which is attracting and selecting the right person. Developing the human capital such as mentoring, training, and monitoring. Maricha Cafe can use 360-degree evaluation and feedback system to evaluate the human capital. Lastly, returning the human capital by offering financial and non-financial rewards also can help employees identify themselves with the organization mission and vision. The second one is the purchasing department prioritize the cost of the materials. All the materials were purchased based on the cost. The quality comes next to priorities. So this will lead to the aspired product brought by purchasing department. In the end, it will diminish the brand image of Madi Cafe and its reputation. Madi Cafe also will lose the stakeholder trust, which is the customer trust. The ethical consideration is the company should establish a standard of the material, such as the quality of the coffee bean to serve the customer with a good value of product. The last ethical concern is the marketing works and promotion strategy were done and decided by the franchisor. So the current advertising campaign was focused on certain market segment. So this is unfair to the some franchisee and this will lead to the dissatisfaction of the franchisee and will lead to the argument between the marketing department and franchisee. The ethical consideration is treat the franchisee fairly, even though they are not entirely in control of their business, nor can they make decisions without taking into account the opinion of the franchisor. So the marketing should take the concern of the franchisee into account and adopt the general environment while doing the advertising campaign. So the marketing department should use the demographic segment. Demographics include elements such as aging population, rising or declining affluence, changes in ethnic composition, geographic distribution of the population, and disparity in income level. For example, the franchise store that is located in an office area should offer the better drinks such as Americano or latte because there are more working adults than children.